How'd you get involved with Airplane, the movie Airplane?
The Zucker brothers are from Wisconsin, and they had wanted Pete Rose to play the role that I played, but they shot the movie during the summer, and Pete was playing. So since they
You wore in that where
I
you
have no idea.
dragged up the aisle, because that I would bid on that. I would bid on that jersey for sure.
I have no idea. We should find that one. Huh?
I would look that one up.
Yeah.
And so, what was that like on the set?
It was so much fun, because it's kind of hard to believe I'm going to work every morning and I'm sitting next to Peter Graves. I used to watch Mission Impossible. And here I am sitting next to him every morning, good morning and stuff. It was crazy, but it was fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. Leslie Nielsen was out of his mind,
What do you mean he was out of his mind?
He's crazy, man. He had this little can that if he manipulated it sounded like flatulence, right?
He said a whoopee cushion.
Whoopee cushion, right? So he'd come up to you and start talking to you and then start working the can, and the people would be like, what's going on? And if you didn't know, he'd take it. He'd mess with your head, Leslie was crazy, man.
Man, that's just an all-time great. I every time I see it, it still makes me laugh. And then, how did you meet Bruce Lee? How did you meet him?
I met Bruce Lee when I was starting my junior year at UCLA, and I had started studying martial arts kind of formally, and I wanted to continue doing that. So I asked a friend over at Black Belt Magazine, who I could study with, and he said, maybe you might want to study with Bruce. And
that's what a suggestion.
Yeah, he just referred me over to him. I called him. He said, yeah, come on over to the house. I went over to his house, and we talked about it, and he had a great way of convincing me because he wanted to know if I could punch and kick, right? So he got behind the heavy bag, and had me punch and kick it. He said, okay. So I thought he was going to show me how he punched and kicked, but instead, he had his wife come out.
His wife?
His wife, Linda, who weighs maybe 120, 125 pounds. And he had me brace myself against the heavy bag, and she kicked it, and the force that she put through the bag knocked my body away from it. And I said, I want to know how to do that. And that was that. I started studying with him, and we were friends from that time until he passed away.
Until he passed away. What was the height difference between you and him and Bruce Lee, do you think?
Oh, a foot and a half.
I mean, just we're looking at the footage of the
He's
film
like
that you did with
5'8",
him.
yeah.
And wearing the shades, was that your idea? Whose idea
Well,
was
that
for
was,
you to wear the
it
shades?
just made me look villainous. I'm the bad guy. I have to die. So that made me look mysterious and villainous.
Yes,
and,
as you're knocking him to the floor.
with my dirty feet. And
What do you think of when you see this stuff?
well, it makes me
right now?
remember Bruce. That's the last time I saw him was when we did this film. So it really it's nostalgic in a way that I get kind of misty because he was such a good guy.
He's a good friend of yours, right?
Yeah, he was a good guy, and just I used to babysit for his son, and we had a whole lot of history.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar here on the Rich Eisen Show. Are you going to the first game with LeBron, or?
But of course,
you will be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
The Lakers know how to put on a show, don't they? I mean, they really know how to put.
Yeah,
on
I think
a
they
show.
figured it out a long time ago.
They certainly did. What do you think Jerry Buss would think of LeBron coming here?
Oh, he'd be ecstatic. I mean, he lucked up getting Magic, and now having the good fortune to sign LeBron and have LeBron come and bring all of that he brings it's great. It's great for the city, and it's great for the Lakers.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.